This video is for the double CCI scalping system. So you'll find it in your workspaces listed under SI double CCI scalping. So this uses two separate CCIs here, both of moderate speed there, but one a little faster than the other. And the goal here is to find when the market does make those strong momentum moves, and thus forcing both CCIs to cross the zero line at the same time here. So you can see when the market's a little choppy there, right, you might get the faster one crossing, but the slower one will not cross there, right? Same thing over here a couple of times as well, right? And then as kind of standard practice, there's a moving average to set the trend, act as a trend filter there. So let's open up Bloodhound and see what we have inside. So the logic template on the left here is the original system per the source. So this was, again, designed as a scalping system for Forex there on the higher time frame here. So we have this time session solver here, a custom one set up for, there, if we take a look, custom session there, set up for the London and US trading hours overlapping time there. So as mentioned in the video, right, those are the most market moving times of the day there for Forex. So, and as we can see here, we have the two CCI solvers here, and then the trend filter comparing the close to the EMA there. So if you want to experiment, right, with using different period CCIs, then all you need to do is just go in here and you can adjust the CCI period, for both of those. And also if you want to experiment with using different moving averages, right, there we go. We can see that down below. So the other logic template, same system here, just using the full US RTH time session there. So if you do want to play around with this on a lower time frame for RTH, you're ready to go there. If you want to see 24 hours of signals, all you simply need to do is just disconnect that time session solver, and there you have it. All right, next, let's move on to Blackbird. So we'll go into the SharkIndicators folder, add Blackbird to the bottom down there, and let's see what files we have. So this is a simple scalping, so there's one file for this system. All right, and as always, remember, you do need to enable your strategies to get those to run. Again, being on a higher time frame, you might want to consider turning off exit on session close there, that NinjaTrader setting. All right, let's open up Blackbird. Now, a fairly large profit target, subjectively large here, was put in here. So being labeled as a scalping system, it would make sense if you want to experiment with reducing that profit target distance there. So we can easily do that. We can change it from a 3 ATR down to a 1 ATR as such, right? Pretty easy. Or, of course, you could always remove the profit target and go in, and from the quick list here, you could use a risk reward based profit target, right? Or just a simple tick based profit target here. All right, let's go back and put in our 3 ATRs there. There, easily adjusted. The stop loss, again, this is a very common stop loss ploy where we're using the lowest low, right, for a long of the last 5 bars there. So again, if you want to use a different stop loss, you can easily just remove it, and then from the quick list, add whatever stop loss you want there and adjust it there. Also, a little side note, since this is using price action to set the stop loss, you might also consider using, let's remove that profit target again, a risk reward base, right? Maybe a 1.5 reward. again, for a scalping system, 1.5 reward, something kind of low and small there. Right? So being a higher time frame, the money management isn't going to apply to that. This is for intraday trading there. So if you do want to play around with this on a lower time frame, then definitely consider using the money management rules there. And kind of the same with the scheduler, being a higher time frame there. The scheduler is not really necessary, but if you do lower that time frame, for the intraday trading there, then the benefit here for using the scheduling is you do have that forced trades to exit, right? Because remember, keep in mind that there's already a Bloodhound logic template that is set to US RTH. So we don't really need to use the scheduling, to restrict the trading, but you might want to use it just so that you are forcing those trades to flatten out by the end of the day there. So, all right, with that concludes the double CCI system.